Hello friends, this is Otz, and it is that time again. We have a new killer on the PTB for Dead by Daylight. And this one comes this time with a new survivor, a new map, 6 new perks, and there are 20 new add-ons. We're going to be looking at all of that today, including their Mori, blah, blah, blah. Super long story short. This is Gabriel Soma, a deep space explorer, and this is the Singularity, an AI that went rogue and tried to kill everybody. And yeah, let's just see the new map and see the new killer's power in action. Let's go. That's what the offering for the new map looks like. I'll be using a Mori so we can showcase that. And the power for this new killer is called Quantum Instantiation. It's pretty long, but it's actually much simpler than some of the other killer powers we've had in the previous DLCs. Essentially, this killer can shoot cameras. They're called pods. The survivors also have a unique item called EMP that works like a little grenade that will presumably destroy these pods or their infection. So yeah, this is a new map, Toba Landing, and it's my first time seeing it, so I'm gonna be reacting to everything just like you. Let's have a little look at the animations first. Oh, so his weapon hangs like that, huh? Wow, yeah, this is very overwhelming to the senses, wouldn't you say? Oh, that's what it looks like, okay. Wow. So where's the main building? Right over there. Yeah, this is... Oof. I feel like... Yeah, so this is where you'll get the EMPs. Maybe we can have our friend Cosmo show us what it looks like. These things can only be shot on vertical walls. So too far away, it won't work. On the ground, it won't work. But let's find something vertical, such as this little rock. Right, and now I can control it to take over it and aim it like a pyramid head chain. Oh, look at those plans. So let's see. And with this, I can aim at survivors to lock onto them and infect them with the slipstream. Now, I'm gonna leave it. And Cosmo, you need to come here. I'm gonna put multiple cameras and show you how you can transition from them. If you look at another one, you see how you get the little arrow? You can immediately transition to that. So say a survivor is coming over here and I don't have a good angle, I change to this one, and now I can shoot at it. And I can also just exit it. During that, I'm guessing the killer goes undetectable. So this is the EMP. Alright, that's cool. Is our friend gonna come and get it? To show us? Let's have a look at the main building in the meantime. Alright, seems like a bit of like the Borgo main building. Doesn't seem so bad. Interesting. I don't blame them if they can't find this place. And look, you can do this across the map too. Wow. And how fast can you do it? Wow, so... Can I destroy them? I guess I cannot. I guess I cannot destroy my own biopod. Alright. Let's see if we can have an example of what this looks like when it's destroyed. Okay, so I've been told that you can actually... Okay, let's see what it looks like. Remove it. Oh, that's the EMP. Can you remove a pod that I set up? Like, say... here or something? Oh, do you waste it without getting it? Or are you gonna have to go get another? So... Oh, it has like a progress bar on it. It opened by itself, so basically you can speed it up. Or you can just wait until it opens, I suppose. Alright, so you're speeding it up. It takes a long time if you force it and don't wait for it. Alright, come on, break one of these. Go for it. Oh. It's disabled. Oh, I could still do it. Oh no, it is disabled. Yeah, they're all disabled. They don't break though, apparently. Apparently you can also destroy them by shooting at them yourself. Right, so... if you don't like the location of a pod, you can just remove it by shooting at it, which is really nice, I suppose. Now, what does it look like if I use my power? There. Alright. Okay, now he's slipstream. This is an infectious thing that affects other survivors. It's like plague infection. If they get close, it doesn't work. Alright, let's see if I can do this on him. Oh, he's already gone. This map doesn't seem so good for this. Okay. Oh, Cosmo, you're gonna have to help me out here. Alright, so what happens if I do this? Okay. So obviously I was right here, so it didn't make a lot of sense. But I guess the idea is that you can do this across the map and teleport from really far. And that happened really fast too. Like I thought you had to like build it up slowly or stalk them slowly. Alright, Cosmo, you're gonna have to help us demonstrate a little bit. Because this map is very, very cluttered. So I'm gonna see if I can put a few cameras and track you a little bit. And follow you around just so we get an idea of what this would look like. You can see in the HUD that he's infected as well. So yeah, run away from me and... Okay, he's running this time. I get a speed boost. And I could maybe down him now, right? Let's see what happens if you try to stun me. And he doesn't lose it, by the way. You can keep doing it. Is there a pallet here? Yeah, let's try to do it. Alright, you try to stun me. Oh, he just breaks it! Wow, okay. Alright, so that's mostly it, huh? Is there a shack? I don't imagine there's a shack in here, no. Are you guys ready to see the Mori? You guys want to see it? Hold up. You wanna remove your own infection? Yeah, let's do that. This also, the EMP not only removes the pods or disables them, it also removes your own infection. I'm from teammates. So let's let him... This is a very unique picking up animation. Let's see him do that, and then we kill him. Lovely. That's satisfying. It's like squished. Alright, well. Hope you don't mind. Alright guys, let me remove the HUD so you can enjoy it completely.
It will be fast, possibly painless. Die fast, please. It is over.
Okay, I was not expecting it to speak, so not gonna lie, that did throw me for a loop a little bit. Okay, okay, that's very interesting, and I don't think we've seen that kind of bloodiness ever. So wow, that's really spooky. That's really spooky. Are the EMPs limited? I think they are limited, but they come back. And if you wait for them, it takes a long time. If you force them, it speeds it up, it looks like. Wow, that was really scary. So let's have a little look at their perks and talk about them very, very briefly. And after that, we are mostly done with this full thing. So I can actually have them all on screen right now, which might be a bit better. So let's start on the top left. We have genetic limits. This is a much, much better version of other exhaustion perks, like Blood Echo or Septic Touch. If a survivor finishes healing, they are exhausted for 32 seconds, which is huge. It is huge, huge, huge. Waiting to 32 seconds is an eternity in DBD time. So it's a nice exhaustion perk. Then, next, Forced Hesitation. This is a slugging perk. Basically, when you down someone in any way, survivors that are around are hindered. And I imagine this might be really, really good on killers that excel already at hitting a survivor and then going for another. Such as, I don't know, cooldown add-on Huntress, Nurse, you know, Blight especially would say something like Alchemist Ring. Oni, yeah, Oni would be really strong. 16 meters is decent. I don't think it's going to be an immediately super strong perk, but I think it might find its way into some builds. The next one, though, is the most interesting, and I think it helps some killers quite a bit. It's called Machine Learning. Let me show you what it says right here. Machine Learning. Basically, you kick a gen, and you wait for that gen to be completed. When that gen is completed, if you kick another one, then it's that one, you become undetectable for a long time and get a 7%... oh, shit, I'm so sorry. I think I clicked the wrong one. Yeah. When you kick a gen, you trap that gen, and if that gen gets finished, you become fast and stealthy. That's insane. That's really, really good. It's very good for killers that where 7% is a big deal, like Legion or Cannibal, and where being stealthy can be very good, such as Chainsaw Killers. So I think that's actually really, 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 really strong. and probably pairs well with other perks such as Deadlock, Bitter Murmur that also trigger when a gen gets done. If you're smart and you always kick a gen that's about to be finished and you don't kick the wrong one, you could use this perk up to 5 times, presumably, right? So, yeah, the gen has to be finished, but it's a pretty good effect. 7% haste for 30 seconds that you get while you are chasing other people? That's pretty good. That's really, really good. I think this perk is probably his strongest. That's my thought. Now, let's have a look at the Survivor. And I'm telling you already, Gabriel's perks go from good to insane to extremely insane. Let's just put them up on screen. Hold up. And I'm gonna put them in a particular order as well. Where are they? Here's the first. I know I could search them. We have a new search function. So this one's called Scavenger. So we can just find it like this. Made for this. And what was the last one again? Oh, there you go. Troubleshooter. So Troubleshooter is actually a really nice perk. It's like a better... it's almost like a better alert for chase. It's actually really, really good. So basically, when you drop a pallet, you see the killer for 6 seconds. Also, while you're in chase, you see the aura of the gen with most progress, so that you can avoid getting the killer into that area and putting your team in trouble. So that part alone is amazing for solo queue, and seeing the killer for 6 seconds is insane. Very, very insane, only in chase. Because it means that against a nurse, you can pre-drop a pallet and see her prepare her attack through a wall. And against the hunters, same thing. And against a slinker, same thing. And against normal killers, maybe not so strong, but it can make bad pallets suddenly useful because you pre-drop them and you see the killer, and if the killer mind games themselves even for 1 second, you hold forward and get the hell out of there. So this is a very, very strong perk. But the next ones are stupider. This one, I don't even know what to say about. When you're injured, which is going to be half the time, you run 3% faster. So it's like half a Hope. And Hope is a really strong perk. If you played against Hope, now that it's been buffed, you know how impressive distance Hope allows you to make. After you hit someone, you chase them thinking you'll catch up. Nope. They make it to the exit gate from across the map. This gives them half a Hope for free and presumably stacks with Hope. So that means that in an endgame scenario, if you're playing Hag or something, and you don't have any traps, a Survivor is as fast as you, presumably. It's insane. It's insane. No Mither, forget about No Mither. You don't need to bring a downside. No, just run this perk and stay injured when you get injured. And if you don't get injured, guess what? You bring further people and then you use it on someone else. And when you heal someone else, you get endurance effect. So basically, you can go to a Survivor that's on the ground or that's injured, use for the people. Now you are faster, and if the killer hits you, he slows himself down, he gives you a speed boost, you are 3% faster after that, and you have endurance for 10 seconds, so you don't go down. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. You can use for the people when injured. Yeah, but you get injured from using for the people, so then this perk triggers. You understand, right? It cannot be used when suffer from exhaustion? Well, so what? So what? Okay, don't run sprint burst. It's still insane. It's still insane. I think it's nuts. I think it's nuts. And if you think that combo is not that good, whatever. This is still an insane perk. Do we need to go over how insanely obsessed survivors were with Spine Chill, which was a perk that made you vault 6% faster? And even that was pretty good. It's decent. I don't think this is decent. I think this is actually really, really strong. But it doesn't piss me off nearly as much as the next perk, Scavenger. All right. So the second part of this perk is very simple. When you open a chest, if you search it again, you get a basic toolbox, which is like, which is fine. It's like pharmacy for medkits and residual manifest for flashlights. Scavenger is the same for toolboxes. That's fine. But look at the first part, okay? While you have an empty toolbox, Scavenger activates. If you then hit 4 great skill checks, you get your whole toolbox back. Now, because you want the toolbox to be gone kind of faster, ideally, you could run Commodious Toolbox with charges and speed or double charges, whatever you want, and you would get it back entirely, which is insane because this saves you a good, almost 20 seconds, I believe, together. So this is really, really insane. But you want the toolbox to be empty. So what you can do is bring Engineer's Toolbox, give it double charges, because it already has high speed. And now this toolbox is not as good as Commodius, but it's much faster. Like, the effect of this toolbox happens much, much quicker, in a much quicker window of time. So basically, you go on a gen, you burn this toolbox, then you continue to do the gen, then you hit 4 great skill checks, which for a person that's good at the game and plays on a nice FPS is trivial. It's gonna happen. And if you have stakeout, I don't need to mention that that's gonna count too, and probably made easier. So you get 4 skill checks, which you're gonna get, and then automatically you get this whole thing again back. So you save time on gens upon time on gens for doing your job. That's insane, man. It's like Save the Best for Last didn't have the obsession thing. So hitting survivors always made you faster, and there was no any work on every survivor. I think that's absolutely insane. I have no idea what they were thinking when they made this perk. Or actually I do. Maybe they think that the average survivor goes out with a brown toolbox with instructions and the little cleaning rag. They don't do this. They don't do this. Survivors, once they've learned the very basics of how toolboxes work, they bring the good ones. They bring the good ones with good stuff on top constantly. And getting it back for doing nothing? That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So this perk, I think, is going to have to get nerfed, or the toolboxes themselves get nerfed to accommodate for it. I have no idea what they are thinking releasing this perk with the items working the way they do. Anyway. And the Felix perk. You don't even need the Felix perk, but that's a debate for another time. Anyway, let's now have a look at the Killer's add-ons. We understand his power on a very basic level, so we're gonna see what they add to the table. You guys okay with that? Alright, so Nutritional Slurry. You get 2 extra biopods. I believe you can shoot up to 10. Is that so? Did it say it anywhere? We'll have to check, but you get to shoot more. Overclock mode duration is increased by 25%. This means that when you teleport, if you need to catch up to a survivor, you are faster for a little bit longer. It's 8, thank you, so it's 10 total. So this makes you, it's like the uncloaking add-ons on Wraith that used to make you move faster for a bit longer. Similar idea. Heavy water. Supply cuts our distance is reduced by 8 meters, so survivors don't see it from as far. Don't think this will be a big deal. They'll pick it up when they need to. The reboot timer when the EMP affects the biopods is reduced by 50%. That means that when they get, shocked and they don't work, you get them back quicker. Ultrasonic sensor. After half a second, you can hear all sounds through the biopods. Ooh, that's nice. You don't hear by default when watching through a camera. With this, after a while, you do. Which, I don't know, might be a nice quality of life change. After a successful teleport, your attacks inflict the Mantle status effect until the survivor is fully healed. Ah, very similar to Raid's add-on as well. It's basically sloppy in an add-on. No friction gel. Slipstream spread between survivors 25% faster. Right, so when they come in together, if they stay for together long, this makes it happen even quicker. I don't know what it is, but I imagine it's a couple seconds. Cremated remains. While survivors within 12 meters of a biopod, they suffer from blindness. Yeah. I mean, I don't think this is huge, but if you put your biopods on gens, which you're probably gonna do, 12 meters is pretty generous, this basically forces them to get rid of them or not see their kindred, windows, bond, whatever other perks they have. Android arm. Slipstream infection range with the survivors increased by 2 meters. Probably nasty when you combine it with this one. So they infect each other easier. Spent oxygen tank. When a survivor becomes slipstream, they are exhausted for 6 seconds. That is big. That is big. That means no dead hard, but who runs dead hard anyway? And no quick balance landing out of a building or something. That's not bad. Probably will be a serviceable one. I don't know how often you'll be teleporting though. It seems like in a map like the one we played, teleporting is hard. Unconnected wires, live wires. A survivor who is cleansed of a slipstream screams, interrupting their current action. Okay. So a bit of info and maybe some synergy. Interesting. Especially, you gotta realize that the EMP doesn't work just on the survivor. So if a survivor goes between their teammates and a bunch of biopods and they pop the EMP, it destroys everything around it. Next, hyper awareness spray. While a survivor slipstream, they hear the terror radius as if you were nearby. Wow, interesting. It probably doesn't have an effect, but that's interesting. Extreme hallucination. Hologram generator. After a successful slipstream teleport from a biopod, the target suffers from the oblivious status effect for 60 seconds. Probably good for hit and run. Teleport, hit them, leave them, and now they're a bit useless for a while, but I don't think this is huge. Foreign plant fibers. Decrease the penalty duration when stunned by a pallet after successful slipstream by over 20%. There's apparently a penalty when you get stunned, but the pallet also breaks, so I don't know. Doesn't seem that big of a deal. Nanomachine Gel. After a successful sleep and teleport, your next level attack within 10 seconds will inflict broken for 40 seconds. Now that is very big if you can manage to do that a few times. 40 seconds where they can't start to heal in endgame and stuff? That's pretty nasty. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Within 10 seconds. So it's similar to this one, but this is mangled, and this is basically broken. Which is a bit more forceful, I suppose. Reveals the other survivors to pick up an EMP for 6 seconds. Oh, this reminds me of Dredge add-ons. This is probably going to be very good. Depending on how much they want to use them. Which I think they will, because they can carry it with an item, I think. At the start of the trial, EMPs take 30 seconds only to generate. All survivors start the match sleep streamed. Huh. Wait, hold on. Wouldn't that be really strong if you can shoot cameras from really far? That's really good. This sounds like an Eerie almost. They can get rid of it for an extra 30 seconds or so. And they start all sleep streamed. Oh, and if one of them gets rid of it and they work on another, they also need to get rid of it or else they impact each other. When a survivor is slipstreamed by a biopod or another survivor, you see their aura for 8 seconds. Now, this is very clear what they did here. Like, the reason why it says by a biopod or another survivor is that if it didn't, then you could use these two add-ons together. If you use these two add-ons together, then you would make everyone start with this and then make everyone visible at the start. Which is something you could do with Call Merchant. So it doesn't work like this. Good job. But seeing aura is probably a good thing because it makes you... Yeah, and anytime they infect each other, you just gain information. Oh, and this also increases the range, similar to this one right here. So if you're on these two, you have a 4 meter extra range. Not sure how big that will turn up to be. Now the Eerie's, let's have a look. Gives 5% haste after a slipstream teleport. Oh, okay. So you don't get steady speed and steady faster break and faster vault, but you do get like more straight up speed. Not sure what that will translate to, but who knows? Maybe it's one of his best. Hughes, that's his name, I suppose. And the other Eerie, a crystal from when the alien structure that gave him sentience. When a biopod is created, gain killer instinct on survivors who are within 6 meters of that biopod to a maximum height difference of 6 meters lasting 5 seconds. Yeah, okay, so this basically gives him like a side ability of shooting pods around loops to track survivors, I suppose. Interesting. Alright, not gonna lie, I have a feeling that one of these purple and green add-ons are gonna dominate and everything else will be more or less alright, but the add-ons seem pretty adequate. Now what remains to be seen is whether or not this killer is fun and interesting and fun to play against, and we're gonna spend the rest of the day doing that, so if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to stop by the stream. We'll be spending quite a bit of time playing this on different maps and testing out the new perks, see if they are as ridiculous as they sound. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing that. No instant down add-ons on Eerie's, so thank you Debs. I know it took some restraint not to do that, but good job. No, honestly, the add-ons seem pretty on point. It will all come down to what this killer's ability is like and what's the playstyle that solidifies after you try hit and run, defending gens, defending areas. It's gonna be interesting. And what survivors end up doing. Bye bye YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.